Well, you know what? It means that a lot of people are doing a great job here, from top to bottom, and whether it's the players that are all in, the coaches that are doing a great job around me. I'm representing the team, but the other coaches or every players and as a part of that. So it's a big honor, and it's always fun to be around the best players in the league. And when you look at the players we have in our division and in the conference, I'm looking forward to spending time with them.
Yeah, you did it again 2 years ago, so it's the second time in 3 years. What's that experience like? And do you learn stuff there, or is it kind of a fun experience?
It's not about learning; it's more about sharing with other coaches, so I can get to know the players from the other team and enjoy when the games start. Enjoy the show because everybody's there to put on a show. So it's always a fun weekend.
I'm sure on now a 5-game winning streak after 3 wins last week, 20 goals in the 3 games, over now a 700 points percentage for the Crunch, tied for first in the North Division. 30 games into the season, where do you think this team is now, 30 games in?
Got to be happy with our place in the standing, obviously, but we're more a day-to-day coaching style here, and I think we have to learn from what happened the last 4 or 5 games, and I think we have place for improvement in terms of work habit and work ethic, and things we can do better. When you're losing, you have a lot of adversity. When you're winning, you have other challenges, and we address that with our players. Are we happy with the way we played against Utica? For sure. Are we happy the way we played against Springfield? We're not. I think Springfield was a team that worked harder than us, did the little things. And like I said, those are the challenges every day you're facing when you're winning. It's not about you're taking things for granted, but you start to think that it will come naturally, and you have the tendency to forget what you have done 2 months before when our record was 2-5. What did we do back then to get out of that hole? And so those little things we address with our team. It's been great, but we still have 45 games to go, and it's for us to get back on that track that make us successful and stay on it every day. Whether we're on the ice 20 minutes, 40 minutes, or an hour, have the mindset at the right place, take one day at a time, stay on that track, and things will take care of itself.
3 months into the year now, though, what are you most pleased with where this team is at?
Individual progression of a lot of people. The challenges that some players overcome. When I look at Andy Andreoff, he's not a centerman, and he ended up playing center on our first line because our top 3 center are out, and he's doing a great job. And the more we think about it, the more I'm like, it's going to be tough to get him out of there. We got him as a left wing, third line left winger, and now he's a first line centerman. With Conacher and Boris, they're doing a great job. So I think he has shown a lot of determination to improve his game defensively, offensively, on face-offs. It's a key role. Being the number 1 centerman of a hockey club, it's what other teams look at first. When you play against a team like, this guy is a first centerman, it's intimidating or not. And I think he's got that factor in him. And people respect that, and I think he's giving a lot of room to Connie. I think he's been quietly a very important member of our team. a great leader for sure. I like the progression of our young guys. I like the progression of our goaltending. Those guys are, I mention it all the time, but quietly, I think they're a huge part of our team. I like the progression of Foote. So a lot of things to be happy with, but I still have room for improvement.
You mentioned Foote. He's being named Player of the Week here today. He had a really good week last week. 4 goals, a couple of assists there as well. You mentioned his progression. He had a great week last week, and you can see him starting to I guess, find his confidence here in the last couple of weeks.
His game is way more structure, and his positioning is much better. It's more assertive. He's playing harder, more crisp. So it's a big change.
Looking back at Andy Andrioff, though, you said he's in the top center. Seeing a veteran guy like that, we know the leadership on this team, you always mention it, but to see a guy like that who is continuing to work on his game, I'm sure for you is great to have around the room for the young guys to take that example.
You're bang on. Like when you have your older guys that try to get better, it's set the tone for the rest of the team. For sure for our young players that we have here, and I can't say enough about those guys, about what they do day in and day out. They're not perfect, but they have a big heart, and they're smart people, smart individual, and like I said, they want to do things right, and they want the best for this team, and so far they've been pretty good.
Slater Koekkoek is here, his first game in over a month, and you said after the game he played over 20 minutes. What was impressive about the way he performed the other night?
He was Slater. Like skating, puck mover, working hard, competing. So quietly very effective, and very pleased with his game. And I thought this morning he had a great practice, and I expect him to be even more better the next game.
And Carter Verhaeghe's the Crunch's leading point producer. He's over a point per game, right up there among the league leaders across the AHL. What makes him such an effective player?
I think he uses his speed more effectively, and he's more assertive with the puck, and he's bringing more grit to the table. And what I mean by that is a stick's not going to stop him, and body's not going to stop him. He has a lot of audacity in his game, a lot of confidence, obviously. So he's a guy that we like his progression a lot this year.
Yeah, where do you think his ceiling is as he continues to develop his skill?
Well, I have no crystal ball, but let's put it this way: he's making major step, and we'll see where that will lead him.